Thank you so much to Scott, Herb Thrasher. He's put on a lot of work here. This is all his work today, and with some help from volunteers. And also, he is the director of the Portland NORML, which is the organization in this state that is for consumers. And that's a voice that often gets lost, especially these days with so-called legalization in this state. I personally didn't have much of a speech plan because I spent the last 3 months of my life wasted on a swindler who was going to invest in me. But that's what we have now these days, is these sharks circling, these people who haven't been involved in cannabis at all and don't really care about the plant are now circling to try to make money. And so I just want everybody to be conscious of that and aware of it, and aware of who you support when you do buy products, and that it's people who really do care about this plant. As he said, I've been involved in Seattle. I actually moved here a year and a half ago because I fell in love with a grower down here. But I've been a cannabis activist in Washington State since 1995. And, what's happening up there is not pretty. And it's, so-called legalization. But, who thinks this is legal? Do we think this is legal? Because the feds certainly don't. The feds think you're all criminals still. And the reason that our regulations are so ugly is because of the feds. Up in Washington, it's like they treat it like plutonium or something when it's a plant that helps people. I actually had a friend contact me this morning who said that he had a friend up in Tacoma who had a 5-year-old who has a serious illness and really needs cannabis. And he's actually calling, this is in a state that's supposedly legal, and you can go to the store and buy it, and they can't find help for their 5-year-old. And that's what's sad, is that it used to be easier to help children, but with all the regulations that are getting piled on people and the way they're just getting rid of medical, the true growers aren't there anymore, and you can't find these products that actually help people. So down here, I actually had the fortune to spend some time down in Applegate Valley last few days with some just incredible growers who put a lot of time and energy into making extracts that they can give to people with cancer and children. And they told me a story about a friend whose dad they've been getting oil to for free. And the doctor said, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it. So we know that it works. And these are people that, the state and the feds would love to run out of the business so that they can put more and more regulations on this and track where every single seed and plant goes, because God forbid that it get out to people, that we share it. So it's so crucial that we keep home grows and then we keep medical gardens, because these are people who are trying to get genetics out to people, the genetics that help people, instead of just trying to get the highest THC. And they're the people that can be shut out because they don't have the money that it takes to follow these regulations. They're really expensive. Everybody wants cheap pot, but it costs a lot of money. When you've got so many regulations on you, you have to buy this expensive software, put tags on every plant, pay all these ridiculous taxes. 280E doesn't allow businesses to deduct expenses at the federal level. The feds are taking half of the profits from people. So it's really expensive to get in. So this fight is not over. While you're here, walk around to all the booths and sign up for things. It's okay to sign up for all of them. There's a lot of groups out there, but there's a lot of issues. There's going to be a lot of groups. People talk about, we all need to get together under one umbrella. And that's fine if you have some commonalities, but there's so many issues out there. I was thinking about all these. There's smoking lounges, there's county bans, there's 280E, there's edible limits, overregulation, pesticides, patients, small growers. There's so many issues to focus on, and all the different organizations kind of have a different niche. So be part of it. Sign up for all the lists, and if there's one that really speaks to you, get active, get involved, because this fight isn't over. And we get complacent when we think it's legal, but it's not. There's still people serving life in prison for pot. And even when it is legal and it seems like it's a good thing, oh, we can all come out here and smoke pot together. But behind the scenes with the industry, there's regulations going on that don't help. They actually hurt. You know, all these cups that we enjoy going to, this is just one example. And actually, Oregon's doing a much better job than Washington, I'll tell you that much. But one of the regulations in Oregon is that, you know, the people who get a recreational license can only give samples to other people with recreational license in order to try to sell it. That means that when a cup comes along next year, a recreational grower can't give a sample to the cup. That it's not legal. They'd have to actually go to the store and buy it to submit it to a cup. And I brought that up to the OLCC, and they claim that that's not what they intend to do, so maybe we'll see some changes. But it's little things like that they're just so concerned with tracking every bit because it might get leaked out, God forbid, somewhere. And they don't think about like the actual effect on the industry, the people who've been in this so long and know what's best for the plant and for patients. And they're worried about it might go to another state. Well, you know what? If it's going to other states, at least they're not getting it in Mexico, right? So is it that horrible? You know, hopefully we have to continue the fight to legalize it federally. That's just the number one thing right now, I think. And so, like I said, go around, sign up. Thank you so much for coming. Remember, Seattle Hemp Fest, third weekend of August, largest cannabis protestival in the world. And we'd love to see you all there. Thanks again, Scott.